Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Soul Goals. We are in year number 3. Can't believe it. Year number 3. And we are changing direction this year from year number 2, where we did a lot of different self help growth exercises, kind of got nitty gritty dirty with all of those things to grow in our souls. Evolution and just grow as people. And we're going back to some wonderful interviews with folks that are integral pieces in their worlds that have a lot to offer us in terms of maybe sharing perspectives, maybe challenging our belief systems, kind of opening up the mental side of our souls, if you will. Like in hearing how other people deal with specific subjects and how they move through them in their life. And like, I think it gives us perspective in a world of diversity and somewhat division that we have going on right now to learn from other people, to open our mindset and basically open up maybe a box that we may be sitting in and look at something from a different perspective that could give you a key to live a fuller life, to maybe be more inclusive, to be non-judgmental, to be more understanding and compassionate, because that's like a big thing that connects us all. And we all want to be heard, we all want to be seen, and we all deserve that. So, without further ado, I'm so excited to have my friend Toni Rodriguez on today, all the way from Southern California. I'm sure it's beautiful there. You said you just came from the beach.
Yes, it's funny enough, it did rain last night for, like, the first time in weeks,
Oh my gosh.
but it is sunny. It is sunny right now, yes.
Yeah. Well, it's the Southern California weather is like some of my favorite weather ever. Like legit. It's so great. Yeah. So Toni doesn't come from Southern California originally. She's from Louisiana. And Toni is a phenomenal volleyball player. She started her career playing collegiately indoor at LSU, and then she transitioned to beach at LSU. 2019, she made her pro debut on the AVP tour in the Hermosa Open. Look, I did my homework on you. She has coached my girl before, which I love. And I'm not talking just coach her like in her game, but like in her head, which is one of the biggest things that I think that the best things about you is that you care for the people that you advocate for and that you mentor. And to me, that's living your mission and that's living your passion. And I am so honored that you would come on and talk about the subject we're going to kind of dive into today for you. And that subject is courage and what it takes to have courage, what you feel about courage. I mean, like life tests us, obviously. And I know you, my guest, can attest to this. Like, what does courage look like in real life? So let's just jump in. Like, when you hear the word courage, what does that mean for you?
Yeah, I sat on these questions for a couple days now, and I just think for me, courage is just, like, going after something, even if you're scared or even if you don't know the outcome, no matter what, you're gonna go after it, regardless of the outcome,
Yeah.
um, and yeah, I just think it's a powerful word for sure, and I feel like, um, something that I've had to really, develop over time, so
Yeah, and specifically for you in the last couple few months, you had an injury just recently. And when I say recently, within the last few months, that's I'll call that recent, that is
yeah.
seriously sidelined you.
Mhm.
And I think for people that are used to moving and being involved, and specifically that's your career, that's your job,
Yeah.
like, but how cool is that? You play volleyball for a living, like that's your job. But
Yeah.
when you can't do your job and something that fills you with so much passion and desire, like what does that do for you? And I think about courage from that aspect, almost like it's bravery in the face of where you're standing. So tell me a little bit about what happened a few months ago for you.
Yeah, so um, originally not a lot of people know this, but I fell on my arm in Brazil a couple months back, didn't think anything of it, and, then a few weeks later, the pain that I was feeling was, way more than I, um, could manage, and so I ended up getting a cortisone shot right before the, San Diego AVP League event, and that is where I dislocated my shoulder just swinging at a ball.
Mhm.
And, yeah, come to find out, my doctor, stated that it was already what I tore was already torn before I dislocated my arm.
Oh, wow.
Which yeah, that I yeah, I haven't really aired that out. But anyways, yeah. So basically, yeah, there was really no other option but to have surgery because I tore a ligament
Mhm.
and that creates stability and I want a long-term career and so my goals are for the 2028 Olympics and so I was just basically like, okay, we're doing it. We're having surgery. So
Mhm.
yeah,
You must have
it's
a really high
unfortunate.
pain tolerance, by the way. I'm just gonna tell you. If you were
Yeah,
playing
I
when it
think
was torn,
so. Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how, but yeah, I somehow made it that far after falling on it, so,
Yeah. Well, I think
yeah.
too, like, if for a lot of people that have a high pain tolerance, like, I'm putting quotation marks
Mhm.
around that, I think that shows a little bit of that drive and that tenacity, right? That really, like,
Yeah,
"I'm gonna do this at all costs because it's that important to me."
right. Yeah, I was just, like, in the middle, like, really getting into, like, the meat of my season too, so it was like I'm not the person that likes to Band-Aid things, like, I would rather, like, have the time to kinda, like, get it right, but there was not much time, and so, yeah, looking back, I mean, I wouldn't have probably done anything different, again, it was probably already torn, so,
Yeah.
um, yeah, I'm glad it happened earlier than later because it could have happened, like, right now in my season, and then I'd be, like, not ready for next season or, all those scenarios, so,
Yeah. Yeah, this
yeah,
it's like, when is there ever a right time for something unfortunate to
right,
happen to us? But, like,
right.
there's never really a right time. Here's the quotation marks again. There's never really a right time. It just is, and I
Right.
think that's where the courage piece kinda comes in for me, like, with my own stuff. You think about where that goes for you. When you have something that's so integral in your life taken away, like this huge Jenga piece is gone for you now, like, how did that challenge you mentally and emotionally? What did you initially do with that? And I mean, were you even thinking, "I'm gonna be courageous about this and I'm gonna do it?" Or, like, did you do the human thing and go, "Oh my god, why is this happening to me now?"
I think originally when I first got injured, I personally knew it was serious, regardless of what everyone else thought. Doctors, friends, family, like everyone was like wishing me the best and like hoping for a speedy recovery. But I studied kinesiology in college, and so I kind of knew like something was seriously wrong that I swung my arm and dislocated it. So I wasn't yeah, I was very aware, like, something's really wrong and, like, I feel like it's leaning towards surgery. Did I say that to people? No, but in my
Right.
mind, I kinda knew. And so I think, like, from, like, an initial standpoint, I actually was a little more on the end of being, like, more courageous and, like, feeling like, "Okay, like, I've accepted this and, like, I'm ready to go to work and, like, I know what it's gonna take to get back and, like, even if I don't know, like, a lot about this, like, I feel good about it,
Mhm.
and, like, was really just kinda, like, leaning into my, like, faith and just, like, trusting the process, and so, I think originally I was very, like, "Yes, like, I'm gonna do this," and then as the time has gone on, I will say it has gotten a lot more, like, mentally challenging. From a physical standpoint, I'm doing super well, I'm on track, things are going well. I'm in the sand twice a week working with my left arm, like doing agility with my legs. Like I'm working out full body basically, besides my right arm. Like I'm from all aspects from a physical standpoint, like I am doing really, really well. And my PT is super happy, my doctor's super happy. But from like a mental standpoint, this has definitely been like I had these like pretty high expectations because that's just kind of like how my life works. I like set these expectations and goals that I want to hit. And like I definitely thought that this was not going to be like super like I was like, oh, I've done this before.
Yeah.
It's not going to be that hard, like I feel super good about this. And like kind of as time's gone on, like I've definitely had a lot more up and down days.
Mm.
Um
Mhm.
and like yeah, I don't talk too much about that on my social media just because I probably should share a little bit more about, like, the up and down days. I kinda did in the last post I did, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's been a little bit more mentally exhausting in the last couple, weeks. So,
Yeah. Do you think that the tenacity to kinda get through that is something you are born with or something that you learn? And I say that because if I think about what you just said, like, you recognize it, right? You know what's going
Mhm.
on. Is that
Yeah.
something that you had to sit with for a long time to realize, "This is the mental, I can move this over here, I understand, I'm gonna have to process through it," or do you feel like that was something that was kind of born within you? Like high pain tolerance. I just get it. Like, I know this is gonna happen. I
Right.
know I'm gonna have to attack it. This is part of it. It's been hard, but I know that I'm gonna have to walk through it.
I think I think some people are naturally like that,
Mhm.
in a sense of, like, just, like, being able to, like, kind of see that,
Yeah,
but I really think, like, a lot of skills in life can be learned, but sometimes it's hard because I feel like personality has a lot to do with, the way that we function and the way that we process
sure.
things, and so, like, when it comes to being, like, courageous, like, I do think for me, I've learned, I've learned a lot, like, through my injuries and, like, how to, show up every single day,
Mhm.
even if I don't know what's gonna be next.
Right, right.
Like, for example, like, I'm super worried about who I'm gonna play with this year.
Mhm.
Like, I am very much like, I have really no idea, like, what path I'm going down yet.
Mhm.
But, like, I'm still waking up every single day choosing to, like, go rehab my shoulder because I know this is what I wanna do, even if I don't know the plan, and so, yeah, I definitely think can be taught.
Mhm.
It's an interesting skill to have to teach too. I think it's
Right.
kinda like a belief system, you know?
Right, right. Like you said a little bit ago, like the unknown and having to trusting
Mhm.
the process. I think that's an interesting point right here from what you just said. It's like you're still getting up even though you don't know what the trajectory looks like and you're still forging your way through it. I would call that courage and bravery in the face of what it is that you're dealing with. It
Right.
is
Yeah.
specifically because you're talking about the mental side being a little more taxing right now.
Mhm.
And I think if someone were to be looking at like the outside looking in, they could look at you and go, "Oh, well, she's through the rough part of it. She got through the surgery, she got through the rehab, she's back in her
Yeah.
feet are back in the sand. She's back where she wants to be." But you, like us being our own worst critics basically, and like, "I want to be there, but I want to be there." I think you bring a really interesting piece of grace to that when you say I have to trust the process. And I dude, I believe you. I mean, like, and I know you too, but
Mhm.
I believe that. And I think that's something that takes a lot to wrap your head around.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very much so something you have to, yeah, kinda
It's a
figure out
muscle.
as you go.
Yeah, you gotta
Yeah.
exercise that muscle too,
Yeah.
and, like, I think it's probably easier for some people to learn versus other people to learn depending upon our belief systems, like you said, and what's present there
Right.
for us in our life. But, like, if you were to look at let's expand about because you talked about not sure who you're gonna be playing with. So in beach volleyball, it's doubles, it's 2 on 2, and your partner had to move on when you were injured. So
Yeah.
now you're facing this unforeseen, like, what moves forward with you and relationships, and how do you find the next right person that fits that space for you and that complements you and that you complement well. And I mean, you can even compound this onto personal relationships, like friendships, coaching relationships, we're
Everything.
all of it. Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you I mean, looking forward into something of that nature, what does that bring up for you?
I just think, again, like, as I was thinking about this word, like, one of the biggest things that kept coming to mind was, like, God and, like, my faith and, like, again, trusting this plan that He's kind of, like, set out to have for me in my life, and, like, as you know, but most people don't, I've had a lot of surgeries, and I've kind of gone through like, this process, like, over and over again, and you know, I don't really obviously love going through hard things. I think it's very challenging, but I feel like every single time it's for a purpose, and it's almost like a red flag that's being thrown up, like, hey, like, this is happening for a reason. And like, if you can like be self-aware enough to like recognize, like what he wants for me out of this time, like what
Mm.
is the purpose of this time, like I think that that's kind of like what I keep thinking about when I think of this word. And so yeah, I one verse that I like already kind of like not I guess live by, yeah, sure, or like that I really, really like is Isaiah 41:10. Fear not, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will help you, and I will hold you up with my righteous right hand. And I just feel like that verse kind of just like grounds me and like trusting that he's going to help me get through this time and like help me have the courage that I need to continue on, even if I don't again, know everything that's gonna happen in the next couple of months. And, coming back from injury is you don't really know how you're gonna return to sport. And so I think for
Great
me, I've
point.
definitely had some doubts and like some fears and like even the doctor stating like, hey, like your shoulder might not be exactly how it was before. And like you're
Mhm.
gonna have to learn and adapt and figure it out. And so
Mhm.
yeah, I just think the biggest thing, like, looking at everything from, like, kind of, like, stepping back is just, like, how can I trust God and the plan that he has for me? So
Yeah. I think I love what you said, like, the purpose of this time. Like, what's the purpose of this time? And,
mhm.
like, trusting the unknown and why is this happening? Like, we could sit and wallow in that all day long. I mean,
Yeah,
like, I have built huge canoes filled with wallowing, like,
right.
right? I think we all have at different points in times, but
Yeah,
if you keep that perspective on what is the purpose of this time? What is
yeah,
this that's thank you. That's a great point I'll take from our conversation. So thank you. Yeah,
yeah, of
it's
course.
great.
Yeah.
And thinking about the biggest influence on you during this whole process for you, the mental, physical image, like wrapping it all up into a ball. Can you give me what the biggest influence has been? I would probably say your faith and,
Yeah.
standing in that and your connection to that spiritual side for you, but maybe there's other things too.
Yeah, I think, like, my support system has also been, like, a really big, piece
Mhm.
that, you know, this is the first time I haven't had surgery in Louisiana.
Oh,
And
wow.
so, yeah, like, that was, like, a big I felt like that was a huge step for me
Yeah,
in
yeah.
my, like just, like, my mental space and, like, trusting that there is a doctor out here and, like, trusting that my trainers here are great, my psych is great, like, my significant other is gonna take care of me, like, I don't need my parents, like, it was just, like, a lot of good I felt like stepping stones for me,
Mm,
and so that was, like, a really big deal. And
yeah,
so, yeah, I think, just, like, my support system as a whole that I've
mhm,
created and built, during this time has been really, really good. And then, obviously, like, I think a huge part is just having, like, really good sports psych. And
gosh, you're right, right.
yeah, I talked to 2 different people. I talked to a USA provider,
Mhm,
um, and he's really great. I think he really validates me and my feelings, and I think that that's something that as women, sometimes we just need that, like, security piece to feel, like, good.
yeah,
Um, and then I also talk with, Dr. J. Don't know if you know of him, but, he Justin Blake, Mind
okay,
Right Psychology Sports Psychology,
okay.
and yeah, he has changed my life in a lot of ways through, what he's done with me in the sports psych realm. I
Mhm,
started talking to him last year right before Manhattan Beach Open, right before me and Gina kinda took off on our, um, ascend up, and
yeah.
so
I remember that. That was just a
yeah,
really exciting time, and I loved watching you, like, you flourished, like, you went from
mhm,
this little cocoon and you just really opened up. And not just
yeah,
as an athlete, like, as a person too, so that was really
yeah.
exciting to see. So I
Yeah.
think you said your support system, obviously. So I encountered that Justin, he's a support system, the USA provider support system, but your girls, right? Your friends,
Yeah.
your family, that your
Yeah.
significant other, all the people that make up that system and that you can trust to hold you
Right.
in place. How hard
Right.
is it
Mhm.
with you? Because I feel like you're an A-type personality. How hard is it for you to let other people kind of hold you?
It is hard, it's a challenge. I've definitely learned how to ask for help more. That's something that I've struggled with, like, throughout my career, and now I finally feel like I'm at a point where, like, I can text one of my good friends and be like, "Hey, like, I'm really struggling today," like, like, I can reach out, I can, express myself and be honest, and I feel like that's something that's taken a lot of courage for me to
Yes, I
do,
was just
like
gonna say, it takes
yeah.
courage to do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, being vulnerable and, like, letting people help me, like, even my significant other, like, yeah, like, I'm always that person that I don't wanna put a burden on other people,
Mhm.
and,
Yeah.
like, I just care so much about the people in my life, and I don't wanna affect them negatively, but,
Mhm.
like, as I've, learned and everything, it just feels like those are the people that want to be there for me and, like, that
Right.
I can lean on, so it's definitely been something I've had to learn to do, so
Right, and it's not unusual. I mean, I think about I had a therapist tell me this at one point. They're like, "If you can consider the fact that you do that for other people and what that does for you, right, and how that makes you feel, why are you robbing other people that love you and support you and care for you of that same feeling and experience of giving to you?"
right,
Yeah. I think
right.
our ego steps in, and I think that drive that we have to really want to just be like, "Don't look at me. I'll take care of me. I got it. I don't wanna be you said it, I don't
Yeah,
wanna be a burden." Right? Yeah,
right.
shifting that focus. So, this injury has been huge for you on multiple psyche kind of levels,
Mhm.
obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously. Um, when courage doesn't step in to help you, how do you handle that? If you're having a day where it's like, all right, calling me, "Hey, Courage, can you I need you on the line right now. You're not there." You know, where
Yeah.
where do you go? What do you do? How do you work through that or process through that or move through that when it's not as easy to call that up?
Yeah, I think if I'm being honest, most of the time I kind of wallow and, like,
Mm,
kinda sit in it a little bit,
yeah,
until I get to the point of being self-aware enough to be like, "Hey, like, I need to snap out of this." Like,
yeah,
I just need to get back to the present moment,
yeah.
I think that that's, like, the biggest thing that I've kind of tried to do in this time, like, talking with my sports psych and, when I'm not feeling
Yeah,
like I can do it,
yeah.
yeah, I think just trying to come back to the present moment and just, like, also just kind of bringing awareness to the fact that, like, yes, what I'm going through is very hard, and, like, I'm not trying to compare to other people, but, like, I
Mhm.
kinda try to, like, bring awareness to the fact that, like, there's other people out there that are going through maybe something just as hard or if not harder, and so, like, if they can do it, I can do it, and, like, like, just trying to reframe reframe,
Yeah, yeah,
once I get to the point of wanting to reframe at least.
right. But I think there's a lot of value in that sitting in it, and I know we talked about, like, the wallowing in it. I think you you have these emotions and these feelings for reasons, and I like to call them, like, the flashing yellow caution lights, because 'cause they're giving you
Yeah,
information. It's giving you
yeah,
some kind of details about you and about your story and about what's happening with you. And so it's interesting because, like, when that happens for me and when I hear it happen for you, it's like you gotta sit with it for a piece of time to really go, "All right, this is happening," and you acknowledge it. And part of that is being present, understanding it, but then, like, all last year, my co-host and I talked about choice. Like, we have to make a
mm,
choice. Choice
mm,
comes in, and that is 99.9% of the issue that a lot of us have. We have the choice to
yeah,
step into the courage boots, like, to put those on. Like, we have
yeah,
the choice to make the phone call when we need help. We have that choice, and I would wager to bet that courage takes a big piece to step into, like, in that aspect. Like, it's very
yeah,
courageous for us to be vulnerable, like you said that a little bit ago. Where
mhm.
is vulnerability and courage? I think it's a big piece.
It's a huge piece. You have to be I think you just have to be vulnerable in order to yeah, in order to have courage in general.
Yeah, I think the 2 fit hand in hand, like, literally and figuratively, for
Yeah,
sure.
I think in order to have courage, you can't have one without the other, it feels like almost.
Yeah,
They're interconnected in a sense, and
yeah.
yeah, I think to have courage, you're putting your heart on the line, and
Mhm.
that takes that vulnerability piece and, like, being okay with, having your heart broken potentially,
Yeah, yeah, and you
right?
think about it's that's totally it, totally it. You have to be courageous to put yourself out there and
Right,
make those choices, and then it goes
right.
right back to what you were talking about before with, you don't know what the trajectory is. You have to trust, you
Yeah,
gotta have that faith, and then it goes into you gotta step into that faith piece that and find what
mhm,
that is for you and how that works in your life.
right.
Such a big
Yeah,
thing. How,
yeah.
how has courage if you look back at your career, you look back at, like, your college years and then the years after college and moving to California and pursuing the career that you're currently in, like, how has courage shaped you, you think, overall as a person? Like, what would you say has been the predominant thing? Has it always been there? And we could go back to this. Is you born with it? Is it something you've learned along the way? I mean, obviously, we learn along the way with our experiences, but is there anything that stands out for you that really specifically shaped you along the way?
I honestly just think, yeah, having to go through all of the injuries, like I said earlier, it just feels like I've been tested a lot and I've been put through a lot of adversity. Like,
Yeah.
I've been faced with adversity and, like, my sports psych always says, like, what does he say? He says, "Adversity is guaranteed." Like, in life. Like,
Yeah.
there is no way around it, and even if we don't want it, it's gonna happen at some point, and so,
Mhm.
I think for me, just, like, throughout my career, I've had to, like, build up this courage, just to continue my career.
Oh,
Like,
right, right.
like, the fact and I think that that's my purpose.
Yeah.
Again, going back to that statement, like, I think over time, like, I'm here not only to just play beach volleyball, but I'm here to inspire people to have courage to continue on, to keep going, to go after your dreams even when there's setbacks, even when there's adversity, even when you're faced with hard things, like how can you keep going? And so I think, yeah, for me, like just like every single injury, I've learned something new about how to continue on and
Mhm.
yeah, face it head on. And so, yeah, I just think for me, learning how to be vulnerable and yeah, share my experience with other people is
Yeah.
what I'm here to do. So,
I love that, and I love what your sports psych says, "Adversity is guaranteed."
yeah,
Well, that's a big
it
deal,
is.
and I think if we can understand that, then it puts things kind of in perspective a little bit more easily for us. And
Hmm.
then, yeah, like you said something earlier, you don't compare yourself to other people's paths and what they're going through, but also it's relatable for you to kind of let yourself off the hook when you're in the when you're sitting in the wallow canoe with your stuff. Like, hey,
Right.
I know someone else is dealing with something similar or even something I could look at as more difficult. I mean, and again, it's relative, tomato, tomato. What you think is
Totally.
big, I may think is small. And that's the beautiful diversity of the population in the world we live in. We can all have those different feelings and those thoughts, but we can learn from each other in that great
Hmm.
way. And the choices, like choosing to sit, choosing to move through it, choosing to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
Yeah. And putting your heart out there, no
A
matter
big thing.
what the circumstance. That's a hard thing. It's
Right.
hard. If you were sitting in front of one of these great athletes that you mentor, or a family member, or a good friend, and
Mhm.
they're stuck, like, they're just, like, entrenched in their stuff, and they feel like they have blinders on, they can't see anything. What would be a piece of advice or kind of a little nugget that you could give to them regarding courage, regarding vulnerability, regarding, "Hey, this is my support for you today."
Right. Something just popped into my mind as you were asking me this question, and it was that sometimes I feel yeah, sometimes I have these thoughts of, like this is me being super vulnerable.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have these thoughts of, like dang, I'm the hurt girl. Like,
Mm,
I hate being the hurt girl. Like, do people think I'm crazy, like, for trying
mhm,
to come back? Like, I just have all of these, like, what is called we'll call them negative, but
mhm,
I don't really view them negatively. I just think it's, like, part of the process.
mhm.
But yeah, and, like, sometimes I feel, like, stuck or, like, just super focused on, like, how I feel in the moment. And
Mhm.
so, like, for those people, I think, one, I would obviously, I'd encourage, them to I mean, not everyone's religious, but I think just, like, trying to trust God and, like, just, like, kind of dig into that and dig into your, like, faith and, like, really just, like, remember that, like, the plan is already been made. And I think especially, like, in sport, like, one of my new
Right.
viewpoints with approaching games and stuff, which I don't know if this is right or wrong, but something that's really helped me recently is, like, going into this match, the plan has already been set. Like, he's already decided if I'm gonna win or if I'm gonna lose, and there's no point in worrying about the win or the loss. It's just, how can I show up and be the best player? How can I show up and be the best teammate and just trust that, like, whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen, and yes, I have control, but I don't have the overall control, and so, like, just putting my faith in him. And let's just say that person's maybe not as religious. I just think trusting that there is a bigger picture out there and not getting too, like, like, focused on, like, where you're at right now in this moment, but just remembering, like, things will get better along the way.
Right.
It's hard to be super tunnel focused on, like, how we feel right now in the moment, versus, like, just how can we just approach every single day the best of our ability and, like, just stay focused on the goal that we wanna,
Mm.
get to. So,
The plan has already been made.
yeah.
I love that. I
Yeah.
really do. I think that goes across the board, whether it's in sport or in life or in
Mhm.
relationship, what you name it. Like,
Yeah.
it's gives well, that would give me a little bit of inner peace to be able to say, "Okay, I'm gonna let myself off the hook."
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna breathe for a second, like, I'm
Yeah.
okay. I'm okay right
I'm
now in
okay.
this
Yeah,
moment. Yeah.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mhm.
Tony, you are awesome. I just adore you, adore everything about
Thanks.
everything that you've said today. It's super touching and super vulnerable. So thank you for going there. I
Mhm.
really do say that from the bottom of my heart, for sure.
Thanks.
Um, and I want to lighten things up just a little bit to end our talk today.
Yeah,
There's
I love
really
it.
no good segue other
You're
than
like,
for me to say,
"Okay."
yeah, hey. I do, but honestly, I like no doubt. I appreciate your being so open and so honest with your feelings for other people to hear from because that's how we learn, that's how we move forward, that's how we grow. That's how we see other sides of the coin that we may not necessarily be looking at and we may be entrenched in just hanging out in that one space. So, thank you for opening up the door, the road, the path to, some other perspective. I appreciate that
Yeah.
very much. Yeah.
Yeah. Of course.
Before I let you go, though, I want to do some fun rapid fire questions if you're good with that.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I want to see the fun personality. I want everybody to see the fun personality side of you that is like goofy and loving and big. You're awesome. All right. So sometimes just FYI, these rapid fire questions get a little bit long winded. So they could be short. They could be 10 minutes long. I don't know.
Okay.
All right. Number
Gotcha.
one, coffee or tea?
Coffee always, forever.
Yes. Amen, sister. Number two, early bird or night owl?
Mhm. I feel like I'm neither, but if I had to pick one that I'm more of, probably an early bird.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
Do
I
you
think
really
early bird.
you like to get up in the morning and like that you're like, "Let's go?"
Yeah, usually I'm, like, pretty good about getting up and just, like, hitting the ground running, so
Okay. I gotta have me a massive cup of coffee to be able to get me running, so yeah.
yeah,
Alright,
that's fair.
question number 3. What's a song that instantly puts you in a good mood?
Um, hmm. This is an everlasting love.
Ooh. Can you sing a little bit of that for me?
This is an everlasting love. This is
Yes! That is a feel-good
what
song.
I've waited for. This will be
This
an
will be
everlasting love for me.
ooh, ooh, ooh,
Yeah,
ooh. Okay.
loving you. Yeah, that's it.
I love it.
That's
I'll be
good.
singing that for the rest of the afternoon gladly. It's going on my Spotify list right now.
There's like there's like plenty of songs I could pick, but that was like the first one that I think it's because I'd listen to it in the car.
But it's uplifting. It's kinda catchy. It's
Yeah,
like nice
I'm a
little
big I'm a
yeah.
big sing in the car kinda gal.
Okay. Do you sing in the shower
Yeah,
too? I asked a guest this
shower,
yesterday.
yeah. Like,
Really?
I've always secretly wanted to be a singer, so
Really?
a secret talent, but I'm like, okay, like, I'm like, okay.
Okay.
The worst singer you've ever heard, like, I could be good, like, I could be good maybe if I maybe trained, but, like, I'm not, like, hitting high notes or anything, like, I'm definitely the alto,
Okay,
low.
so I was a professional singer actually, and I was the alto.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think you like born or learned, like we were talking about earlier, I think you can learn anything. So if you choose to be a pro singer after this pro volleyball career is wrapped, I'm there for you, girl.
I love it, I
Let's do
love
it.
it.
Let's do it. All right, number
Okay.
4. What is a book that changed your perspective the most?
Um, I read a book last year called Get Out of Your Head by, Jenny Allen. I don't know if
Okay.
you've heard of it.
I
It's
have
a
not, but I'm writing
faith-based
it down.
it's a faith-based book about, spiraling thoughts and, like, how you
Mhm,
can get yourself back to, like, the present moment and, trusting God and,
mhm.
all those things. I thought that book was super powerful and one that I just think people that struggle with anxiety,
Ooh,
I
good.
think that that book is, like, very good for that, and then I'm currently reading a book called A New Kid by Friday, and, um,
That sounds interesting.
I am reading this book because I am currently dating a guy that has a six-year-old daughter,
Oh, wow.
and
Okay.
I just I'm just really intrigued by, um, 1, parenting, and then 2, how kids, like, are shaped in childhood.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
so, and like how like childhood sorry, my dog is looking at me. How childhood, like creates how we are adults. And so,
Yes.
yeah, I'm just reading this book just to learn a little bit more about, it's about like discipline, attitude,
Mhm.
and behavior. And so, yeah, this is like, for my future self,
Okay.
and like a little bit for now. So it's, yeah, it's just like an interesting book. I just think it's, yeah, fun to learn about
Well,
something new.
I love it, and yeah, well, we can always learn something new, and
Yeah.
obviously, like, what a lucky little girl to have you in her life that is interested in knowing more about her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
that's great.
yeah, I love that girl, so, yeah, I just wanna be able to help as much as possible, and so,
Mhm.
yeah,
Well, you're doing it, you're
I think
doing it.
it's
Alright, last
yeah,
question, and then I'll let you go for the day.
perfect.
What is one small thing that always makes your day better?
Um, I think probably, like, having, kind of a slow morning if possible, sometimes that's not possible, but with, like, a really nice cup of coffee and then just, like, laughing with my significant other. I just think he is, like, such a funny guy and always, like, has, like, a lighthearted, positive, happy-go-lucky energy, and so, yeah, just being able to, like, have a cup of coffee in the morning and connect is, yeah, something that always makes my day better, so
Yeah, it's companionship, I hear, and
mhm.
relationship. Yeah,
Yeah.
which ultimately is connection, which is what we're all hardwired for. We're all hardwired for
Yeah.
connection.
Yeah.
Yay. Aw,
Yeah.
Tony, I'm so, so, so thankful once again. Thank you for taking time out of your day. I hope that you're continuing on this track of healing super fast so we can see you back out there playing in the league and getting after it like you so deserve to be doing and continue mentoring those sweet athletes because they're so lucky to have
Mhm.
you. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I really, they really are. You're a great person. I'm so lucky to have you in my life and to know you. So I appreciate you.
Thanks so much. Yeah,
You're
thanks so much for having me.
absolutely, girl. Hopefully I'll get out to California and see you soon.
Definitely, you will.
All right. Have a great day.
Thanks, you too.